Technology is wonderful when it works, right? Well, welcome. This is super exciting. It's not very often that I get to speak to a bunch of people I've never spoken to before. So welcome to IIBA. Welcome to the Ireland Chapter. We're super excited to have you. A couple of things that we'll go through is first and foremost, all right. Again, technology is not my friend. I want to introduce my team. So we have a team at IIBA that's responsible for supporting the 116 chapters, including the Ireland chapter. We have Danilka, Susan, and Terry, and they're an integral part of the community that really is IIBA and that supports you. We are, as a number of us at IIBA say, we're one family, we're one unit, and we're all in this together. So this team and I will support you as best we can. I did want to go a little bit about what IIBA was about. We have about over 29,000 members and 116 chapters in 45 countries. Up until Ireland, it was 115 with 44 countries, but you're the newest member on the block. So congratulations and welcome. We've got over 300 corporate partners, some endorsed educational providers, which will help you along the journey. Right? We've got a number of recipients of our 7 certifications, and I won't read them out there because I'm sure you can read just as easily as I can. But that's our growing community, and you're now part of that. So congratulations, and again, welcome. I did want to go through a little bit about what the benefits of belonging to IIBA, and I do say it's belonging because there is that sense of belonging. I've already mentioned before, but we have more of a family feel. We support each other, we help each other, and we understand each other, which is really, really big. I don't know about you, but my family still doesn't really understand what a business analyst does on a day-to-day basis. But belonging to that group of 29,000 individuals really, really helps me along my journey because they understand what we go through and they understand what the role is all about. From a benefits perspective, you have access to all of our business analysis guides. So the BA book or the book or the BABOK, or however you want to pronounce it, the big orange book, as I like to call it. You have access to that, the Agile Extension, Guide to Business Data Analytics. All those guides are available to you in PDF format for you to download. And the BABOK and the Agile Extension both have an interactive PDF or interactive version on the website as well. This is one of my favorite benefits, and I hope you take advantage of it. It's our access to our online library with I'm going to say that again, with over 11,000 titles. Amazing resource. You can download them. Some of them you can look at the PDF. Some of them are audiobooks. It's a great resource for anything you really want to think of, whether it's leadership or business analysis or certification or whatever, even in the business realm. So many good titles. It's available on a mobile app as well, which is really a good advantage or benefit that you should probably take advantage of. Next, we have the competency model. I'm going to just skip over this because these three in unison are a great way to help prepare your career. The competency model will show which competencies you have after you take the self-assessment tool, which will then give you access to the career action guide. What are you going to do to elevate your capabilities? What are you going to do so that you do better tomorrow what you did really well today? And those three in conjunction are powerful tools that you now have at your disposal. As being part of IIBA, you also have access to those white papers, best practices, blogs, quick tips, all sorts of things we send out on a regular basis. If you have any of those best practices, blogs, white papers, and quick tips, you can also contribute to that. Because as I said, we are a family and we help each other and support each other as well. We give you discounts on our events and certifications. We'll get into that a little bit. It's an amazing opportunity for you to, really get back from your membership. And lately, in the last month or so, we've launched Knowledge Hub. Knowledge Hub's an online tool where you can see scenarios, tools, templates, and really show how to do things. So if you're wanting to know about how to deal with stakeholders, go to the Knowledge Hub, use the interactive search, and it'll give you some tips and some tricks on how to do that. Again, it's an amazing tool available only to our members. If we move on from that, I guess we need to talk about our certifications. We have 7 certifications right now, 3 of which are what we call our core certifications, which are business analysis essentials in my mind, like the ECBA, the CCBA, and what we refer to as the gold standard, the CBAP. Then we have our specialized, which is the agile, product ownership, business data analytics, and the cybersecurity. All great ways to recognize your knowledge and your skills in various areas of business analysis. The demand for business analysis is growing, and a lot of people ask this, so what's the future of business analysis? Is it a dying career? Is it going nowhere? Well, I'm sorry, those are both wrong. The demand is growing and growing. If you looked at this from LinkedIn, the hard skills, we're number 6 for business analysis. But those top 5, yeah, we're pretty much involved in those too. So I think the US Bureau of Labor Statistics says that the demand for business analysis is going to increase by about 14% in the next few years. It's growing and growing because, as I like to say, success begins with analysis. And who better to do it than a business analysis practitioner? Those top 5 skills or soft skills, obviously things that we aspire to anyways. So all of these are things that we need to do in our regular day-to-day jobs and in our regular careers. So I'm going to give you a little bit about the future outlook, and I know I'm going really fast, but I do want to explain that we really need to become lifelong learners. Our president and CEO I was having a discussion with him, well, it was back when we could still travel, so that must have been the beginning of 2020, I guess. And he said that things will never be as slow as they are right now, because things are happening faster and faster. So we need to learn. We need to constantly learn. We've got one of our chapters in the US who's actually trying to do something about it, because during the pandemic, a lot of staff were furloughed, laid off, if on this side of the pond, I guess. And those staff members are now struggling to find new employment. They're struggling to find new employment because they were okay with the status quo up until the pandemic. I don't need to learn agile practices. I've always worked in waterfall. Our company works in waterfall. I'm good. I don't need to learn about cybersecurity. I don't need to learn about whatever the case is. And not learning is a huge detriment. You've got to continuously upskill. You've got to keep abreast of new developments, new tools, new techniques, and new ways of doing things. So we need to become lifetime learners. That's just an absolute given in any realm, but especially business analysis. We need to encourage that collaborative approach, right? No longer is it us versus them. We need to become a group. We need to collaborate. We need to work with our partners, with our stakeholders. And we need to focus on an outcome and provide value. It's not about the solution. It's about making sure that we enable those better business outcomes. Then we need to be flexible. So yeah, sure, competencies and business analysis, you need to remain agile, but soft skills matter. It's kind of like the bedside manner of a doctor. If someone's dying, you need to kind of humanize that. You need to, soften the blows. And not that necessarily change is akin to dying, but when we're change agents, we need to understand that maybe they're not ready for this change. Maybe they're not ready to go to the next evolution. And we need to use our soft skills to really help out and to really encourage our stakeholders to come along this journey with us. So I'll leave you with two points. I want you to become a trusted advisor. If you haven't read Trusted Advisor by David Maister, log on to the online library. It's available in audiobook. It's one of my favorite books. And it tells you how to really become the trusted advisor. We're not just requirements gatherers. And I hate that word gathering when it comes to requirements. We don't just pick up these pieces of nuggets around the way. Right? We need to advise our stakeholders. We need to recommend solutions. We need to always try to encourage ourselves and those around us to provide value for our organizations. And being a trusted advisor is an awesome way to do that. The other thing is, and you're kind of doing it already today, is give back to the profession, right? Push for the recognition of business analysis. Tell your friends, tell your coworkers about some of the things you learned. Whatever you learned today and in future Ireland chapter meetings, don't keep it to yourself. Spread the word, spread the news, because we need our community to, as I like to say again, do better tomorrow what we did well today. And if everyone's learning, that's an amazing, amazing thing to do. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is, as an IIBA member, you're an insider. You belong to this growing community of practitioners and professionals. You're a member of IIBA. And as such, you have access to all of the chapter events around the world. Now, the pandemic, the one thing it's done for us in our community is our chapters have gone virtual. So some of my good friends will tell me that I've been in Brussels at, 4:30 in the morning, only to go to Portland in the afternoon and Hawaii that evening. It's amazing how many events we have globally, and you can attend any of those as though you're a member of that chapter, because you do. You belong to this amazing community, and I want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you for the opportunity. This was great that Ireland is up and running, and congratulations. Claudia, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Thank you, Jared. Thanks very much. I think that was very useful also, just to remind people of what we do and where we are and what we strive to do, which is lifelong learning, which I am a big fan of. So having said that, I'm going to start the introductions of the board with myself. So lifelong learning is probably a good description of the path that's led me to business analysis. I started out many years ago in the legal sector back in Germany, where I'm from originally, and I got a little bit bored eventually, so I was on the lookout to do something new. And then it kind of walked into risk analysis for alternative funds, which is very interesting and completely different and absolutely a new field for me to capture and to learn. And that was very interesting. That lasted a couple of years. We all know about Lehman's, and that kind of brought that career to an end. And again, looking for something else to do and something new to learn, I then went into back to college in my middle years and decided to study business information systems, which could have set me on the path for business analysis, and went straight into a job with a large financial institution as a junior business analyst, and sort of got hooked and on how to learn the different ways you can learn, different things you have to take into consideration with different kinds of applications that I was working on for senior treasurers at the time. And with different aspects of the institution I was working for, different client sets. So there was constantly something new to learn, different people to meet, obviously, you know, how to engage with different sets of people, how to handle, you know, what we make challenging characters, maybe sometimes, you know, not every customer is necessarily a big fan of what we do. And it was a great learning journey. It really sort of, it has instilled this bug into me then of learning more about business analysis. And then I started doing courses, and I became aware of the IIBA, and the rest, as they say, is history. So I did my CCBA first, and that was a lot of work, because for me it's a big difference, the BABOK necessarily with your everyday job. It doesn't necessarily always go together. What it does give you is a great set of tools that you can translate into your day-to-day work, as I'm sure you're all aware. So I did that, and to my surprise and delight, I did pass that. So that was great. Then I changed roles last year. So again, continued learning, completely different field that I'm in now, has nothing to do with finance. It's life sciences. And then I decided to do my CBAP, which I also passed, but that ruled my life for about 6 months, but it was great. And it's a great sense of achievement. So I think all the certifications that Jared mentioned are definitely worth looking into. I'm sort of somewhere between the CPOA and the AAC that I want to do next. I was hoping to do it this year. That might not happen because the chapter got in between. Took up a lot of time, but it's definitely something that I'm considering to do, just to keep on top of certifications, and also on top of what's going on in the market and in the field of business analysis. So outside of the IIBA, I do have a couple of Agile certifications. Agile is a field that I find very interesting, and everybody has their own interpretation of it. And I think if you have a bigger overview, you might be able to work better with people and guide them in, you know, and maybe in their understanding, come to a combined understanding of what Agile is and how we can approach problems and how to solve them, and in the end, obviously, to deliver our goals. So that is me. And now I will hand over to Harry. Thank you very much. Harry, go.
Great. Hello. Hi, guys. Hi. So I had 10 years of experience working as a business analyst into process consulting, last few years into business transformation roles, and worked in all sort of projects ranging from digital transformation to change management, all along with all the bigger financial banks and institutions. So been in Ireland for the last 5.5 years, and found this community, which I thought was very helpful in keeping up to date with what's happening around in the business analysis community. So yeah, got on board. In terms of my education, I've done my executive education in artificial intelligence from Kellogg School of Management. I've black belt in Lean Six Sigma, and I've done my master's in banking and finance. As secretary in this particular role, I've been basically working along with the president and other board members in order to get a bit of a strategic direction as to what sort of events we're going to, host in future, and work along with various teams, which you'll shortly hear from all the members from memberships and your finance teams and some of the sponsorship teams. And delighted to be part of this community, and hopefully you'll all have a great experience. Happy learning. So I'll pass it on to Jao.
Thanks, Harry. Good evening, everyone. My name is João. Good luck saying that. Best of luck with that. For what it's worth, it doesn't matter, but I like to say it. I'm Portuguese. I have, in terms of my background, I have more than 10 years now, I'm getting old, in the financial services industry. I started, probably like a lot of people, I started with ops. I was just a simple user, and I didn't like a lot of things. I didn't like the way they were being executed, and so basically I didn't like the processes, and or at least some of them. And I thought there has to be a way to change this. So that was one of the biggest incentives to start going into the business analysis path. I ended up getting my first role obviously as a junior business analyst, and since then I've involved always on the financial services industry, involved in a lot of projects, a lot of fortunately enough, all of them were successful. Some more than others, but such is life. But involved in many projects around change management, business transformation, and I agree with a lot that's been said here. In terms of Agile, in terms of this new world that is happening, things are happening so fast and spinning so quickly that it's impossible to have a plan for 2 or 3 years, because you need to be fast enough to shift gears and to change your perspective and your point of view, because things are moving very, very fast. That was one of the main reasons that pushed me along with the others to start this this chapter. I don't think it didn't make any sense. It's 2021 and Ireland doesn't have a business analysis formal community. Doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of knowledge here. There's a lot of experts. There's a lot of business analysts here. So I think this is a great way to start a healthy and a growing community, and hopefully we can all help each other. So that's it for me. James, would you like to say some words?
Hi guys, can you see my video?
Yeah, we can see you, James.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just so checking. Hi guys, my name is James Dean. I'm not an actor, in case anyone's wondering. I'm not back from the dead. I'm actually a dancer. I have 4 years business analyst experience. In terms of my journey, I started off with a Bachelor of Science honours degree in IT management. So I was a graduate from college, and as soon as I graduated, I immediately started working full-time in a company called ERS. So they develop software solutions for different registries, corporate and business registries around the world. I've been with them for 4 years, and I'm actually moving on to a new journey, a new exciting journey, actually in Claudia's company. So it'll be the life sciences industry. So it'd definitely be interesting and challenging. So I'm looking forward to that next journey. In terms of my qualifications, I received my IIBA qualification in 2019, and I've also received my PSPO, so the Product Owner Certified certification, the part 1 from scrum.org. But I'm also hoping to achieve the PSPO A from IIBA, and that's in the future lines, I'll say. Hello? Sorry, I lost connection there. Sorry. I lost a connection there. In terms of my role on the board, so I'm in charge of sponsorship. So just reaching out potential sponsors, any new company that wants to be a sponsor, that would be my kind of position on the role. When I started working in ERS, I was working for the first project that I was on. It was to do with the main registry in Ireland. So that was the main project. And actually, it was funny when the opportunity came up to join or to set up the chapter in Ireland for the IIBA Ireland Chapter, because we didn't have a chapter. I was able to utilize my knowledge and my skills from the project, because we had to go through a different process of setting up a company, and I was able to kind of give my support and the guidance, because I knew kind of the requirements, because I was working on the project for the main registry in Ireland. So I was able to support the chapter in that way in setting it up. So it's been a journey for me so far. And I look forward to future events. If anyone has any company that would be interested in becoming a sponsor, you can reach me. My email address is on the IIBA Ireland website, and I'll be happy to speak further. I'm now going to pass you on to Clinton.
Hi everyone, my name is Clinton and I am currently serving as the treasurer for the IIBA chapter. So basically overseeing the financial activities for the chapter and anything that involves the money as well. My journey to being a business analyst, I was introduced to this field by a friend, and I had to stumble on some courses and did some trainings as well. And after then, it's been history. I've worked in a couple of projects and in a couple of industries as well over the course of my career for 5 years. And I'm excited about what the IIBA Ireland is going to bring forward for the future. And I'm looking forward to the exciting things ahead. So thank you for joining us as well, and welcome on board to great and exciting times. I will hand over to Daniel now. Raphael, sorry.
If it's my name, man.
Okay, I don't want to jump the gun there. All right, Raphael.
Hello, guys. So my name is Raphael. As some of the guys on the board, I'm not from Ireland as well. I'm originally from Brazil. I've been working in business analysis for the last 10 years on IT consultants companies. Recently, I moved to different industry. I'm just joined Microsoft. I'm responsible for the marketing communication area. So we've been setting up LinkedIn, the website. We're gonna have newsletter as well in near future. And since the beginning, when I joined first, half an hour 10 years ago, I started working as business analyst without knowing that I was a business analyst at the time. As soon as I started reading about what I was doing, trying to find myself in that structure, I learned about IIBA. Since from there, at the time I remember the discussions on Babok V2 was around, and I started following IIBA, and I used Babok for my entire career for the last 10 years, and I'm really enthusiastic about the Babok as well. If you guys want to reach me out, as James mentioned, our emails are on the website right now. We still work on them on the portal, but we already have a couple of things there, and you can wait for more content there as well as LinkedIn. So follow us on LinkedIn and just stay tuned to know what's going on. I'm gonna pass now to Daniel.
Finally, thanks a lot, Raphael. My name is Daniel Akbogo. I am Nigerian, just like Clinton, which you failed to mention. So we're both Nigerian. I think my journey into business analysis and tech is a bit different from most people. My first degree is in economics, so I wanted to go into finance. But just right after college, I decided to take a job with a small IT firm, and I was just going to work there for 6 months. But the amount of things I learned in that time and the way I was able to improve my knowledge and create impact on the product, I decided to do another 6 months. And hey, it's been 7 years later and I'm still in tech and working as a business analyst. I've worked across finance, financial technology, asset management, consulting. I've worked in health, and now I'm in the agriculture space, working as a business analyst as well. It's been very interesting, especially where you have to work with different development teams from different parts of the world. Literally carrying the whole life cycle of a business analyst. I think for me, starting this chapter in Ireland has given us a sense of community here, as business analysts. One thing I like most about the team is how culturally diverse we are. We're literally from different parts of the world, and we speak the same language, which is business analysis. I have various certifications across Agile, across project management, BA certifications in business analysis practitioner from the British Computer Society, and I'm currently studying for the CBAP certification. It's been a long study journey, but I'm currently pushing through it, and I hope to, get that done as quickly as I can. It's just been a lot of things happening up and down. I oversee the professional development part of the team, where I work with, I'm going to be working with a lot of institutions, training institutions, regarding opportunities to partner, also putting together training courses, competencies, and seeing how we can drive those partnerships across IIBA in general. So be on the lookout on LinkedIn and all our socials, because we're going to be promoting a lot of stuff, a lot of collaborations as well with different institutions. And my email address is also on the website. So if you have any ideas concerning partnerships and collaborations, please reach out to me. And yes, those are always open. Also, feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. Send your messages across. I think I'll hand back over to Claudia now. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Daniel, and thank you, everybody. So I think this sort of leads us back into the next point, into how it all started. And I think what's important also to note is the diversity of experience, the diversity of backgrounds that we bring. We all come from different sectors. We all arrived at business analysis through different means, which is very important. And also the diversity in terms of geographic background. So we have myself, I'm originally from Germany, although I'm in Dublin a long, long time. We have Irish people, we have Portuguese people, we have Nigerians, we have Indians. So it's, I think it's a great way to get a group of people together and to get all these different perspectives and views and try to make something of it. So in the beginning, I tried and wanted to set up an IIBA chapter because I was missing that in Ireland. So there was one in the UK, but I always kind of wondered why there wasn't one here, and started looking into what it would take to set one up. And my initial attempt, unfortunately, wasn't successful. But then we have the wonderful Victoria, who oversees the European market for the IIBA, and she just got a bunch of people together. And most of us are now on the board. Some of us, I believe Mai is in the audience. Mai was on the panel that got this off the ground. So, but wasn't unfortunately able to support us with enough time. So even though we were plucked out of thin air, what became of it was a thing of beauty. So we started exchanging emails, started looking into the process of how to set up this chapter, and bit by bit by bit, we figured it out. And we had great support also from Jared and from the global chapters team. So that helped a lot. They were there to guide us along. And now we're up and running, and we're excited to see where this might go. We also have great support from other chapters. So I know Philip, you're here from the Brussels chapter. Also a great support and a great source of inspiration for us as we start our chapter. And again, the sense of community that Jared mentioned, I think is important. I think maybe others might feel the same. Up to now, there wasn't an Irish chapter, and I was missing that, just as a tool to get together with like-minded people in the same locality. And now we have it, and I hope you guys will reach out to us with all your thoughts and ideas, and maybe some challenges you're facing. Maybe there's something we can do to help. Maybe there are workshops we can do. We have looked at some topics that we might use for future events. We will work on setting that up, fleshing it out, and then, like Daniel said, stay tuned, and we will notify you guys of what's coming next. And I'm looking at the time, and I noticed that we've actually raced through this, and we would maybe have time for some Q&A. If maybe some of you would like to type some questions into the chat, I think that might be the easiest way to go through this. Does any of my other board members have any other thoughts and comments?
No, I mean, let's keep it that way. If you have any queries, Jared is there with us, so he can answer your queries around the benefits and the global chapter. And anyways, we have a set of individuals here who's looking after each area. We're happy to help and support if you have any queries around memberships or curriculum or sponsorships. Just kind of shout out if you have any queries. Happy to go through them.
Thanks, Harry. I just see we have a question here from Robert Ryan on what kind of events you can expect. Robert, it's a good question, because we obviously looking to other chapters in terms of what they've been doing. There will be possibly a couple of workshops, training sessions, maybe on the certifications. We are not beyond reaching out to our members to see, what they would like to see. I think we've settled on one subject now for the a choice of 3 subjects to do for the next, for our first real event, if you will. But it will be along the lines of, webinars, you know, training sessions, you know, subjects that we pick up out of, you know, what seems to be a hot topic in the community. But if you have suggestions, by all means, please do send them to us. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just wishing us congratulations and wishing us well. So thanks a lot for that as well, guys. We accept it from the bottom of our hearts.
Sabrina, I think, yes, you can make suggestions for topics. Absolutely. There is a contact us form on the website. You can use that. Let me just share the website address again for everybody, so you know where to go. There is like I said, there's a contact us option there. Other than that, you can get us on LinkedIn. We keep a very close eye on that. Or you can sorry, it's the website where you can hand in your suggestions.
Right. Any further queries, guys? It seemed to be very quiet.
That's not normal. Normally, business analysis practitioners are chomping at the bit. They're so excited, and it's an amazing experience to get together with the community, and hopefully at some point we'll be able to do that.
Absolutely.
I just see a great question here. Sorry, Harry. A great question here from Netra. How can we contribute from a member perspective to the Ireland chapter? We are always looking for people to help, Netra, so don't be shy. Again, on the website, we do actually have a section oh God, it is all very new. We do have a section somewhere. James, help me out here, where we are looking for.
Claudia, if I may, get involved.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Volunteer.
The volunteer section.
Do we have the link that we can share so Netra can? Oh, there it is. Now I have it too. I'm a bit slow today. Let me paste that. So Netra, there's the section here which gives some information what you can do to help us. But we're always looking for helping hands, and if you have ideas, I'm always happy to hear them. It'd be great. James, I think there's a question for you from Adibimpe, who's going to sit their ECBA in a couple of weeks, and I know you have done it. Is there anything, any wisdom you can share?
Great question. So the way I've been studying is, so I've read the BABAC. The BABAC is basically your Bible. It's the most important. So that the ECBA is mainly about the definitions and understanding most of the not the detail, the definitions in the BABAC. I would say if you read the BABAC at least 3 times, now it is quite lengthy, but so personally for me, I actually had a training course that my company at the time, they provided for me, so I was able to do the training through that. I'd be happy to share those links to yourself, if that would help. But there is a lot of training providers out there that could help with the ECBA material. Other than that, I've kind of just when I read the BABAC, I've broken it into different sections. So I've been focusing on the key areas of the BABAC and the different kind of the different kind of chapters within the BABAC, and then just making my own notes. I use a lot of notes, especially when I'm doing any business analysis kind of study material or work. I like to write a lot of notes and then to just revise. And I've been practicing a lot as well on different. I bought a lot of courses on Udemy just as kind of practice questions to see the kind of the layout of what the question will be, and they're multiple choice questions. So I found by practicing a lot of questions, that kind of helped me. And then anything that I kind of didn't really know, I would write down, and then I would be able to go over that again. Just that. answer your question.
Thanks, James. That's great. And I think, yeah, there are a lot of offerings out there. Also on the website, just bring us back to that again. We have a little overview over IIBA accepted providers for courses. So look there. But I think, James, your tip also with the Udemy side of things is very good. Jared, I hope you don't mind if we point elsewhere. There was another question about the number of members in Ireland at the moment. John, I think we're roughly around the 90 mark currently. So that's members that are geographically located in Ireland, I believe, after the harmonization. That's how that works.
Claudia, I just looked that up. You're actually at 100.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Things are
That's
happening.
brilliant.
Great.
Hey, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
Then we have two questions from Ian. Hi, Ian. Ian used to work in the same company as me. Are there
Claudia.
any interest groups? Not at the moment, Ian, but I think that's a great idea. Let's touch base on that. I think that's something well worth investigating to maybe, you know, have these groups at life sciences, finance, or whatever. I'm not sure about the content regarding change management. Jared, is there anything that the IIBA have specifically to change management?
So I'm going to actually answer both those questions. So the first question about an interest group about specific industries. We did have one a few years ago in the pharmaceutical industry, which went for a number of years and then disbanded. But we'd be interested in looking at other industries, certainly life science, finance, and whatnot. We're actually discussing with some other partners, some other associations about how important business analysis is. So it kind of makes sense for us to have these industry groups or interest groups. So stay tuned for that. I can't divulge much more than that. As far as change management, we do not currently have any material. There's a couple of other industries, other associations that deal well with change management. We have not gone down that road at this point in time. Maybe it's just the gap isn't big enough for us to fill that need yet.
Thanks, Jared. And then there's one more question that I would actually absolutely want to give you is what is the difference between the II certification, you know, as opposed to other BA certifications out in the market, for example, the PMI?
Oh, wow. I could speak about this topic for
yes, please.
weeks, if you would like. There are a number of other associations, such as PMI, that do a business analysis certification. I like to say that we are the only association dedicated solely to business analysis, offering certifications. Our certifications are competency-based. They're not, so we have different levels of them, of course, but our CCBA and our CBAP, for instance, are both competency-based exams. They're not just pick up the book, memorize it, and then write the exam. You actually have to have experience. The one difference I like to show between the PMI, I think it's called the PMI BA versus our certifications, is we take a broader view of business analysis. Business analysis happens at every level. It doesn't just happen at the project. And PMI's focus and their certification is very much focused on project business analysis. So in my mind, it's just a little bit more broad, a little bit more encompassing. And as I said, they're all competency-based. I hope that answered the question.
Great. Thank you, Jared. Fantastic. Yes, Carlito is happy with the answer. That is good. Okay, I think we're pretty much at the end of this. We were just thinking maybe, you know, just so everybody can wave at everybody else. Maybe we all turn our cameras on and then wave at each other and wish ourselves a wonderful evening. And we shall post a recording of this on the website later.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
And welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Cool.
I feel like we should sing a song. I feel like we should sing a song, no?
Thank you, everyone.
No, we should not sing a song.
Thank you.
Trust me, if you had me singing, everybody would log off instantly.
Oh my God.
You should
Great.
do a dance.
Great to see so many people. No, we're not dancing either, James. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining on this first event. And like I said, we will share the recording and we will let you know what's coming next. Hopefully not too long into the future, probably, you know, possibly before Christmas, if not early next year. So thank you very much for joining, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
See you again.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.